Fight Club is a psychodrama, meaning that the creators predominantly depict events not objectively, but subjectively. There are not many shots in the film that are taken from the perspective of an impartial observer. Instead, most of the time, we see what's happening through the eyes of the protagonist, Edward Norton. Fight Club literally begins with the visualization of a process occurring in the main character's brain. Throughout the film, there are repeat voice-over commentary, serving as a cinematic equivalent of a stream of consciousness.
It's called a changeover. The movie goes on, and nobody in the audience has any idea.
Moreover, the visual sequence largely reinforces the words of the hero. For example, if there is mention of a bomb, it will immediately appear on the screen, often resulting in a comedian effect due to this tautology.
Nobody knows that they saw it, but they did.
To convey the protagonist's unstable state, the creators employed innovative computer technologies, allowing them to showcase previously unimaginable camera choreography. Overly perfect panoramas and flights illustrate the working of the mind and the flight of thought, as if there were no physical barriers to imagination. In the bedroom scene, the use of unnatural graphics hints in the blurred line between reality and imagination. The abundant use of cutting-edge effects would later become a regular practice for Fincher, even in those films that give the impression of realism. Although the director is often criticized for his rudeness towards his characters, the camera in his films, through careful intra-film editing, closely observes the characters, subtly brings viewers closer to them. The simple goal is achieved through simple yet effective transition from the character's face to what he sees. Moreover, we not only see but also, thanks to inventive sound design, hear the same things as a hero. In other words, the central location of the film obviously becomes the narrator's head. Aesthetically, Fight Club is close to punk rock, but even closer to grunge, deliberately messy in its music style, which focused in the 90s. Grunge, like Fight Club, was also a phenomenon of protest culture, challenging conventional notions of acceptability in music. From it, Fincher took dirty colors, contrasting them with the depressive gray-green shades, associated primarily with the office period in the narrator's life. Sharp painting shots and other expressive visual solutions are also largely influenced by the grunge aesthetic, not to mention that the deliberately tasteless wardrobe of Tyler Durden was inspired by the images of musicians, particularly grunge icons like Kurt Cobain. Although the musical duo The Dust Brothers, who composed the soundtrack of the film, is not directly associated with the grunge, electronic music from the very first seconds immerses viewers in an aggressive, extremely discomforting sonic environment. Against this backdrop, the final song by the Pixies, from whose work, incidentally, Cobain drew inspiration, brings the desired relief after an intense 2 hours narrative. Furthermore, Fincher, who started his career in commercial video, advertising, and music videos, doesn't miss the opportunity to parody himself. For example, in the mocking adaptation of the Furniture Catalog or a series of gloomy still lifes showing, unlike advertisements, the unpleasant side of consumption. Being a postmodernist work, Fight Club disregards cinematic conventions and breaks the illusion of audience immersion in the narrative. For example, through breaking the fourth wall and clever meta-commentaries. Before meeting Tyler Durden, the protagonist sees him in a TV ad, and later, Brad Pitt's character flashes on screen momentarily, as we know from the narrator's words. Tyler worked as a film projectionist, and sometimes inserted indecent photos into the films, which means he could have had a hand in editing Fight Club itself, and even showing it in the cinema, as hinted by the brief shot of genitalia in the final screen, and the moment of perforated film.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.